Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. Brought to you by Blue Sky Business Consulting. We discuss 5 questions in about 15 minutes. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. I'm very excited to introduce Emilee Tucker. She is a fantastic leader and leadership consultant, specifically with the company Authentic Leadership Consulting, and it's out of Tampa, Florida. So, Emilee, thank you so much for being on the podcast with me today. What would you like the audience to know about some of the projects you're working on?
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. So, some of the projects that I'm working on is really elevating leaders in many ways, including individuals, teams. So, coming up with a new leadership development pathway to really elevate things like executive presence. How are you communicating on a higher level? Some of those gaps that we have as leaders that can really be impactful to not only the team's bottom lines and uh, yeah, love to be able to help individuals and teams alike.
Fantastic. It's always needed, in my view, everywhere, anywhere, all the time. So glad you're working on that. Fantastic. All right, let's get to our questions. Emilee, question number 1: how can leaders create a psychologically safe environment for their team?
Mm. So, one of the things that come back to me time and time again is developing that relationship and that rapport. And one of the structures I find are super necessary is one on ones. When you have those one on ones, you develop not only the personal relationship, but the professional relationship and where some of those bottlenecks are. So, one-on-ones are a really great way to do that, and getting curious, asking questions, and finding more about who that person is because you get so much information when you ask the right, placed questions.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, the importance of a one-on-one can never be overemphasized, and so I really like that approach because it is important to build that personal rapport, and you kinda get down to the, "Hey, what's really on your mind?" kinda stuff that sometimes people will not open up to in a group setting, no matter how big or small the group is. They just won't do it. So that's a great idea on how to help, promote psychological safety. Question number 2. Okay, Emilee, this is a tough one for some people, but let's see how we do here. There are a lot of people, of course, that have influenced you and impacted you and your life. When you think of all those people and you kind of narrow it down to one person, then you have to narrow it down one more time. What's one word you would use to describe that person who has influenced you?
Well, one person, well, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and there's 2 people.
Fair enough.
My mom and my first boss, who I'm still very close with. And I the word when I think of both of them is love. They've just loved me and allowed me to bloom in so many ways. My first boss, she's known me since I was 17, and she's seen all these different changes and mountains and valleys I've been through, and through it all, there's been this constant of love.
Oh, I like that. Such a powerful word. And we have to use it in the right context, of course. But I think the way that you shared it is so beautiful because we see, the love, it kind of permeates the ups and the downs, those mountains and the valleys that you talked about. And that's really why it's so powerful. And so when we can do it in the right way and as leaders show our team members the proper love in the right way, then it's a beautiful, empowering experience. I love that. Thank you for sharing it. Love, love. Okay, there we go.
Love, love.
All right, question number 3. Share a little bit some of your thoughts on creating a growth mindset, and that can be either for you, the leader themselves, or how they can instill that in their team.
So, a few things. Be curious, I think, is always the baseline. And you have so much to learn. We all are learners in this life. So, taking on that approach of, I don't know it all, and let your ego take a side, take a seat, will you? So, that curiosity of there's so much more to learn, there's so much more to take in, there's also where you're learning from everybody around you. If you're open to it, there's something someone will teach you, regardless of level, age, seniority. There is something for us to take away. And if we focus on there's this exchange of information no matter where around the world, it makes it a better place.
Oh, I like that answer. I'm gonna even use the same word, love that answer because curiosity, and I love how you incorporated we can learn from other people regardless of the relationship, whether you're the leader, whether you're the follower, whether you're the team member, whether there's a significant age difference or it's a gender difference, economic background, whatever it is, we can learn from each other, and that starts with curiosity. And I love that in my mind, that really is the foundation of a growth mindset is to have curiosity in almost every situation, if not every situation. So love that. Great response. All right. Very important question. Number 4, when we talk about emotional wellness, that is such a big topic these days, and it has been for a number of years now. What can leaders do to manage emotional well-being and wellness in themselves?
Regulating your nervous system.
Mm,
I think that is the root of so many different pieces of our health, our emotional wellness. And in the world of countless modalities, find the ones that make sense for you. And I'll bring in a bit of energetics, breath work, taking conscious breath. So there's what's called box breathing, breathing in for 4, holding for 4, letting out for 4. That will help you to regulate. That will naturally bring down an emotional response. If, let's say, you get a text message or an email that may, and I'll use the word trigger, I'll use that loosely. There are different modalities that you can lean into that make sense for you. It's not a one size fit all to be able to manage your emotional wellness.
oh, it's such a great tip. It is difficult in today's world, but I love your suggestion. If nothing else, just breathe and do it in a
Breathe.
good, healthy way. Just breathe, take a deep breath. But there's some reasons why that's been such a tried and true method of managing emotional wellness for so many decades is just learn to breathe. So very good. All right, let's wrap up our podcast. I can't wait to hear your story about a baseball experience. So here we go. Let's hear it.
So, what I will say, I grew up in Connecticut, which means you're between a lot of different sports teams. I
Yes,
will say I am now a Tampa sports fan because I'm in the area and I feel like by fault it's now the
that's
Stafford
fair.
boys.
Yeah.
However, growing up, I was a Yankee fan and a Jeter fan, and I happened to be at the game where he hit his career hit. So that was a very exciting thing. I didn't even need to be at that game. The person I was seeing at the time, we went into the city. We got to go to that game and see the crowd just erupt as he broke
Nice.
his career record. And it was one of those like, oh, this is special. This is something really big. So that was a really exciting thing to experience.
Oh, I like that story. That's the reason why I ask this question to kind of wrap up the podcast on a fun note is because there's so many unique experiences and people have seen and experienced so many cool things relating to baseball, whether it was directly them or sometimes, like in your case, they're observing someone else have a moment, a record-breaking moment in this case. I love that. That's great.
Mm.
Emily,
Well, it was
thank you.
special to
Oh,
be
go ahead.
there.
Say that
I said
again.
it was special to be there.
Sure, because you get to witness something that not too many people witness, so that's awesome. And to be there in the stadium with the crowd and get that energy really up, that's what's really cool about it,
It was
so
fun.
I like it. All right, well, Emily, thank you for being on the podcast. How can people get a hold of you?
So I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, so that's really a great place to find me. So Emily, Emilee, extra E's for energy. And I'd love to be able to connect with you up on LinkedIn.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. Appreciate you joining me on the podcast. And thanks to all of you who faithfully watch and subscribe. We appreciate that as well as listen to the podcast. And we invite you to subscribe and join us every week as we learn more about leadership and how we can become more effective leaders. I am your host, Shawn Richards, and I'm wishing you a great day. This is Shawn Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. Be sure to follow or subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And for more leadership tips, pick up your copy of Rapid Fire Leadership by going to rapidfireleadership.com, where you can also download free resources to help you in your leadership role. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day.